Hi, how are you? Miriam from Art Curious. Today with something special because there is a worldwide initiative to do what we are going to do in a minute. We are about to enter Shabbat, and it's not any Shabbat. It's we call it the Big Shabbat because it's a Shabbat before. Hi, Anina, how are you, dear? I'm about to start with the candles, but I wanted to tell why we are going to do that. I hope you are okay. Anne, you are here. Thank you. Hi, mommy. Okay, this is the big Shabbat. We call that to the Shabbat before Passover. And I think that also to the Shabbat before New Year, but it's not now. Hola mami, ¿cómo estás? Vamos a prender las velas de Shabbat en este Shabbat Agadol. And I'm going to tell the blessings in Hebrew and in English. My mom knows it in Hebrew, so there is no need to do it in Spanish. A peaceful Passover is my wish for you and Israel. Thank you, Anne. Thank you so much. And yes, we are doing that in all over the world. In the description, you will have link if you want to do the lighting today. You will have the times according to your city. So usually, and I am going to do that for because of the I want to do how it's done. So we cover the head. We have the candles. We have somewhere to put the this. I don't know how it's called in English. Oh yeah, phosphorus. Okay, I have here the Pesach Agadah. It's what we read every Passover. Passover is Pesach. I'm not going to talk about it now, only because it's the Shabbat before. So, Shabbat Shalom. In a minute, mommy. Hi, Kimberly. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu v'mitzvotach v'tzivanu, leadlik ner shel Shabbat. Blessed are you, Lord our God, King of the universe, who has sanctified us with his commandment and commanded us to light the Shabbat lamp. And this one we are doing for the safe return of until the last hostage that still remain in Gaza. So as usual, we let the candles to burn itself till the end, and yes, Mina. Yes, Kimberly, with matches. Thank you. Okay, so we are in Shabbat, and Hello, Kimberly. Sorry, you entered in the middle of the of the lighting of the candles. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about Shabbat customs. Um, at that time that I did that, all in all Israel, people do the same. All the mothers with the daughters, and at the same time, usually the men are in the temple. They are praying in the temple. Then when that ends, the the meals are prepared, everything is on the table, and they sit, they do the bread blessing and the wine blessing. So we are not going to do that because now we only are going to light the candles. So, do you have any question for me? I'll be glad to, if I know, I'll be glad to answer that. If I don't, I'll be glad to search for the answer and give it to you. So let's see if you have an answer. Usually, when you finish, you say Amen. And the thing is that mothers and daughters, they all have his own. Well, now also little kids do that, not only daughters, the sons too. It's more modern now. And those candles are candles that came, um, it was my present from one of my cousins. He gave me the souvenirs for my 60 birthday party in Argentina. I saved them and I'm using them. Yeah, it's 4 years now, and I still have some. So yeah, Anina, now Passover starts. No, Anina, Passover starts on Sunday evening. Now it's like the last Shabbat before Passover, because that it have a special meaning. And this initiative, it's not a religious thing, it's not an observance thing of Shabbat. It's that people started to say, and they ran in internet, so I received that and I agree with that, so I did it. That when we uh, light the candles, it's Shabbat, we are going to do it in for the liberation of the hostages. It's really a lot of time that they are there, and every effort of us to arrive to any negotiation for the liberation of them, it's fell in a vacuum. So we hope that if all of us do that, we are doing that at this time because it's the time that Shabbat begin, Anina, not Passover but Shabbat. So in an observant house, this is the moment where you don't light more lights. They have some uh, clocks, special clocks that manage. They are Shabbat approved, and they manage the change of the lights. Um, but there are a lot of things they do. I don't do it. I don't do it. I'm not observant, but I am along the years since I was little. I did do some things that for me equals Judaism. So one of them, light the candles. I don't light it every every Friday. I don't do it at the time that need to be. Only one. Only today I did that. Let's see. Do we have another question? So once the candles are lighted, usually they have a shelf or a little table apart to put that and to lift left that all until the candle shuts itself, because it's the light symbolize like they say that Shabbat is like a bride that come to visit. So brides are blessed and they can bless you. So that's why the comparison with the Shabbat and the uh, the bride. And we really expect the arrival of the Shabbat as a special day from the time the candle are lightened until the Shabbat ends, that tomorrow will be at here in Israel at 7 and some minutes, 7:09, I think, p.m. Today now it's 6, it was 6:30 when we lighted. So that for all that duration, people don't work, don't do some even works inside the house. There are things that are allowed, there are things that not. Uh, Before the Shabbat comes, they if they have a refrigerator there, when you open the door, a light, they switch it off so it won't happen. And a lot of really interesting things, some of them I don't know, in the very, very religious neighborhood, they have a place that they put some cables all around in the, like, not in the floor, but here, like the cables of the cable TV or the lights when it was up. And this delimitation on the neighborhood, it's like everything it's the same house. So they allowed to go outside, they allowed to be inside of this perimeter. Let's see. Shabbat sound for me the preparation hard work. Oh yes, for me too. For me too, because not only that, Passover too. We don't do that, but anyway, we don't have um, any of the forbidden foods because we are on a diet and we don't have that. We don't have flour. We don't have things that rise, and so we don't need to do it. But people, they do a very very thorough uh, the cleaning in all the house. After the cleaning, they take all the food that is forbidden and either they throw out or they put in a cupboard, they seal it, and they do a like they sell it to a non-Jew. After the, the Passover ends, so uh, they buy again. But when everything is done, they go with a candle before Passover everywhere to see if it there is some crumbs or something like that. Yes, it's the preparation and then rest. And they they put on purpose some crumbs in determinate uh, places to find it with the kids and with the husband, and then throw it as a symbol that it's all clean. The best chocolate chips, kosher for Passover. We have a large kosher market not far away, and the chocolate chips are amazing. Hi, Diana. How are you, dear? We already lit the candles. I am explaining a little bit about Shabbat. So after that, they take all the crumbs and everything they have on a wooden spoon. They take it outside and they lit it on fire. So it's a symbol of the sacrifice that were made also to God. And yes, and it's right. That is so they can rest and dedicate the day to prayer and contemplation. So there are some that read, it's forbidden to write and to draw, because what is forbidden is to create life. Oh, I have a problem, but we are going to put it aside because I took and I did it involuntary, so it's okay. But I'm not going to light it again. So, um, for instance, that's in Shabbat, not Passover. Sorry. A friend is allergic to corn. Every year she goes to the kosher market to buy kosher for Passover food. She is so respectful. She asked their rabbi if it was okay for her to purchase foods. Oh, that's neat. Yes, we have here almost every supermarket is kosher, and on Shabbat they are closed. They close around 3 or 4 in the afternoon on Friday, and some of them they open after Shabbat. So let's say if it goes on 7 p.m., maybe 8:30 or 9 p.m., they open for 2 hours or something like that. They don't open at 7 because the workers need to drive or take the bus to the shop, to the supermarket. So they cannot let them or do oblige them to do it while it's still Shabbat. Most of our local grocery stores have kosher section and bring in kosher for Passover food, but the market has the widest variety. Yes, yes, I know that there are special places in Argentina. It's the same in Buenos Aires, at least, and they are neighborhood that they are like Brooklyn, for instance, in the United States, in New York. Brooklyn, it's very Jewish, Jewish, or the Jewish population. It's vast there, so they have a lot of. They have even a supermarket that I worked here sometimes, and they open one now near my house. Osher Ad. Kimberly says, "Have a blessed weekend. Every hope to catch you again sometime." Oh yes, Kimberly. I hope you catch me. It's not that what I do usually. We do other things, but I couldn't do this without my fifth. And I think that always we can learn something new. So bye and thank you for being here. I'm going to at wrap it up also because there is no much to say, only that we really hope for peace. We really hope for our people to come home. And today um, I did artwork for saying that let our people go. And in times of Egypt, where the Pharaoh, when the Jewish people were slave there, and Moses said to Pharaoh, "Let our people go," and he didn't want to. So you know the story. There were 10 plagues. Didi, how are you? Oh, yes, Didi, thank you so much. We are praying for that. Thank you. We did it with our Shabbat lights today. We light the candle, and I explained a little bit about Shabbat. This is the big Shabbat. It's called like that because it's the last Shabbat before Passover. So we are hoping, as Moses and Aaron hoped, and it was in God's hands. So we hope the same, and we continue ask to Pharaoh to let our people go. And today I have a new favorite clothes. It's new for me. It's not new, but someone put it outside, and I managed to retrieve it. Well, that's the reason they put that. And yes, yes. And I wanted to talk something, although it's not Passover. Passover will be on Sunday, Sunday evening, but there is something so interesting about the 40 years that after they managed to escape, and Moses opened the sea, the Red Sea, so they could go to out of Egypt, and they were in the desert, and they have all the needs satisfied. They have food from the sky. They have everything but a GPS because they needed to be 40 years in the desert. Why? It's because the generations that were there were slave generations. So until all that people perish, and the new people that was born not in captivity but in freedom, they were the only allowed to enter to the promised land. So yeah, we hope for the freedom of all the hostages, for the families to reunited, and we pray also for all the young soldiers that are uh, fallen in these 6 months since October 7th. Oh, thank you, Didi. I didn't know that. So, thank you so much for being here, for accompanying me. And if you can share this so more people will, when the time arrive in this city, light the candles. I wish for the liberation or for the freedom or for the peace. We want peace. And we want our people. You're welcome, Anina. It was my pleasure. All my best to you too, Anne. Bye. Thank you so much.